Hello, it's Hugh from Arete Property. I hope you're well. It's been about 3 weeks since my last update, so I thought I'd bring you up to speed with what we've been up to on the developments. A lot has happened in those past 3 weeks, including we've ripped out the old staircase in the corner, we've put in a new one just as you walk into the front door. We've started putting up some internal walls, which is really exciting. The main purpose behind that was to separate the flats on both the downstairs and upstairs. We've also made a start on creating some of the suspended ceilings on one side of the flat, which is going to be used for soundproofing. And we finally made a decision on what to do with the communal landing space that we had upstairs, which I mentioned in the last video. Unfortunately, it's not all good news. We have found some damp issues which have come about because of the flat roof sections of the building, which has impacted one of the flats upstairs and one of the flats downstairs. The long and short of it is that it's going to cost us some extra money, but we're hoping to offset a good chunk of that amount by some of the savings that we were able to find on preventing some steelworks downstairs. My business partner Martyn has once again recorded a site tour for us, so I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. But as always, I just wanted to let you know if you've got any questions or if you've got any feedback for us, to drop them in the comments section below or to send us an email. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at what we've been up to.
Hi mate, so I'm back on site, not been here for a couple of weeks, so I'll show you around and talk you through what's been going off. So we come into here first. Materials are starting to get delivered, so there's user storage. That's one of the main things that we were discussing before. So the suspended ceiling's starting to go in. They've tied it up into the old ceiling in the bay window there, so that should look quite flush. They'll have to come down and round under this beam.
So one of the challenges you're going to face with an old building like the Anvil is you're going to have quirkiness. And as Martyn highlighted, you can see two different ceiling heights in one of the flats because of a lovely beam that's just sat in the way. So what we're going to have to do is create some void space from the ceiling down to the soundproofing, and we're going to have to wrap that soundproofing around that beam. For those of you that are interested in the detail, you can see on the screen right now is our proposal that we'll be putting through to the noise consultant by our architect Andy. And we've got two different variations depending on the height of the ceiling we've got to work with. The picture at the top uses a 100mm void. We'll be using 200mm of mineral wool soundproofing. Where we have less room to work with, we'll be using just a 50mm void, and instead of the mineral wool, we'll be using 100mm of Kingspan Thermaroof, which is extruded polystyrene. Well, I don't know what you're thinking. Exciting stuff, right? Well, let's head back over to Martyn and see the rest of the site.
And then as you can see, they're starting to build what will be the bedroom, but you can start to see where things are going now. They've filled in the back corner over there, where the old staircase was. Again, you can start to see the shape and the layouts of where the different rooms are going to be.
So what Martyn was pointing to right there was the foundation on the floor, which separates the bedrooms and the bathrooms between flat number 2 and flat number 1. Just to help you out there's the wall going down from flat number 1. So to get into flat number 1, you'd go through the main entrance and through the gap just here. And flat number 2, you'd walk down the corridor behind the staircase and enter down here on the left-hand side.
The blockwork over here has gone up, that's separating the flats, but that is also saving us on a couple of bits of steel that needed to go in there. Because if you remember, 2 big bits of steel needed to run underneath that in order for them to support one coming across and tying into there, but that's actually saved us, so we're hoping that we only need the steel going across now, which is a bit of a saving.
So the wall we were just looking at will be represented by this blue squiggly line that I'm trying to keep straight. So we no longer need 2 steels in place where that blue line is. That wall's going to do the job for us, and where Martyn was putting his finger, the steels that we do need will just run across and adjacent to that. You can see just there. So this is going to be a great saving for us, and we're hoping to offset some of this saving from some of the damp issues that we have, which Martyn is going to be highlighting in just a moment. So back to Martyn.
Yeah, a little bit of block work. Small materials in there. Nothing much, still getting rid of, that's the old decking that were all on the balcony, so that's come up, which has revealed a bit of an issue. Blockwork here, so now this bedroom is as it is. Let's see, nice big size. When they've removed some of the kitchen, the roof just came down, it fell on its own, so there's obviously water getting through. So I'm underneath the balcony now, so there's a big amount of water getting through there. Also, there was water coming through in that corner, which is the far end of the balcony, and also coming through here.
So in this segment, Martyn walked us through from flat number 2 into flat number 3, and we went into the bedroom 1, as you can see on these plans, which used to be the pub kitchen. So this corner here is where the roof has caved in, unfortunately, due to dampness. He then took us through to where the shower is going to be, actually exactly where that is, where we're experiencing some more damp, and then just on the corner of bedroom number 2 where we're experiencing more damp. Now, if you can see from the outline, this is actually perfectly positioned where the flat roof of the balcony is. So that beautiful blue illustration is the size of the balcony upstairs, which is awesome. Good times. Unfortunately, the flat roof means it's much more liable for leakage and damp. Bad times. But unfortunately, this isn't the only flat roof that we have on the Anvil. Martyn's going to take us upstairs now, and we'll show you another segment where we have some more damp due to the flat roof. So let's hand you back over to Martyn, where we'll walk back through to flat number 2, then to flat number 1, and we'll walk you up our brand new staircase.
So there's not much change up here, most of the change come downstairs, but all here from essentially here, all above there is another flat roof, which is in bad state of repair. The roof has been up and again it needs doing. Notice once we took all this out, the water will come through quite badly there when it rains. So as you can see, it's done a lot of damage. So yeah, just waiting on the roofer's quote to see what the damage is, but it runs all the way down. So we'll just wait.
Now, it's not ideal that we have to deal with some additional damp issues caused by the flat roof, but it's just part and parcel of the process when you deal with these quirky old buildings. Fortunately, we're in a position where we built in a contingency, and we've also got a potential saving from the steels downstairs, which we're hoping to offset with the cost of this once we get the quote from the roofer. But the area Martyn was alluding to was just here. Just kind of splits the building in two there. And we were pointing we had some damp issues here and here. But we'll keep you posted on what happens with regards to the roof and the damage from the damp. But moving on to some lighter news, Martyn and I regularly stay in contact with Zoom every week, as well as keeping in contact more regularly on WhatsApp. And Martyn forwarded me a piece of audio from a potential investor, and he meant to put the pointing up emoji and instead used the middle finger, which to my delight is now something that we regularly sign off with on all of our messages, as well as finishing our Zoom calls. So after stitching Martyn up on that, I'm now going to be passing you back over to the main man, who's going to finish up the tour with discussing through what we're going to do with that landing space in that communal area upstairs. So over to you, Martyn.
The area that we were discussing before, what do we do with it? Again, another reason has dictated that I think we're going to have to leave this open is because that needs to be left open for fire eggs. So yeah, I think it's more than likely going to just be left as an open communal space. A little bit of a shame, but again, it's not the end of the world. It's what we were going to do originally anyway, so it's just staying as is. so we'll see on that. Any questions, mate? Fire them over. Have a good one.
I hope you find this update useful, or at least interesting. We're still a little bit unsure of how regular to do these updates for you, but as long as you're getting some value from it, we'll just keep on uploading. As far as we're concerned, we're just excited to share our progress with you. Speaking of which, what do you think of our development so far? Is there anything that you'd like to see that we haven't shared with you yet? Have you got any ideas of what to do with that empty communal area on the landing space upstairs? Whether it's leave it open, add a sofa or some plants? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, if you've got any questions or if you're interested in investing in Arete property, please don't hesitate to contact us. Both Martyn and I would be happy to let you know how you can get involved. Thank you for your time and your attention. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you'll be notified of any future updates. And until next time.